What's up, guys? Frank with Linemaker Sports here. Happy New Year. It's 2021. Time to leave 2020 in the dust. We're going to go through the yearly recap in this video for 2020 and tell you guys exactly how many units you should be up if you were with us the whole year of 2020. Now, this is kind of a messed up 2020 year, obviously, because half of the year, more than half of the year, there was no sports. So we're just going to break down basically the end of the year, the last 5 months of 2020, and tell you guys exactly what to expect in 2021 and the money that you should have made in 2020, especially towards the end of the year, guys, because I'm sure a lot of you know that we got on that roll there and still on that roll actually right now with 12 consecutive profitable days to end the year and then pushing on. So it was a great end of the year, a great Christmas. We're going to jump over to the board and I'm going to break everything down exactly as it goes month by month. All right, so without further ado, let's get to the board. All right, guys, here we go. Let's jump into it and let's break it down a little bit. Let's see what we ended up making in the year of 2020, even though we only had about solid 5 months of sports. So let's start right away in August. In August, coming out, you had a bunch of sports restarting. You had the NBA bubble, the NHL bubble, you had the MLB, what they were doing. And we came out the gate pretty firing. We fired pretty hard and came out with 45.5 units in August. So a good jump start, nice kickstart right to the basically new year of sports betting when COVID, when they allowed everything to come back. Right out the gate, we jumped pretty hot with 45.5 units. Now going on to September. September was actually a bit of a bad month. It really leveled off and we had a couple bad weeks and a couple average weeks. So we only ended up getting about 12.5 units in the month of September, which is a little bit low. So, I mean, still though, it's a profit. You still don't lose. You still didn't lose money, but you made 12.5 units. So depending on what type of bettor you are, you did make some money or you just made a little bit. All right. So, and we're going to get into that a little bit later about how much you'd make if you're a certain bettor. Now, let's go to October. October, we get back on track here a little bit, get 26.5 units in that month. Pretty solid month. Of course, the ups and downs, the roller coaster weeks, that just happens in sports betting. October, though, ended up being a pretty solid month. Now, going to November. November was another little transition month to where it was a little up, a little down. Some weeks were hot, some weeks were not. That's just the way that it goes. So in November, we go plus 17.9 units. Now, as you guys can probably see, there is no losing months here. Now, see, when you stay consistent and you stay disciplined and you're able to bet every single day and follow a plan, no matter how really bad you think the month comes out, sometimes you really are ahead of money. You just don't really know it unless you're really keeping track of it and you really know. All right, now let's go to December. December, first 2 weeks of December was really just pretty plain. Like it was just about, first 2 weeks were just up and down. Like we'd have a 3 and 2 day followed by a 2 and 3, then a 3 and 3, then a 4 and 4, then a 4 and 4, then a 3 and 4, then a 4 and 3. Those days were just going up and down, up and down, up and down for the first 2 weeks. Now, fast forward it to going towards Christmas, going into the New Year's. Absolute fire we caught. We caught absolute fire at the end of December and racked off about 20 units right there at the end of December, which brought us right to plus 26.75 units. So what was an average month in the first 2 weeks turned out to be a fantastic month when it comes to the last 2 weeks of December. See what I'm saying? So this is the reason why you have to stay consistent, you stay disciplined, and you bet every single day. Because you're going to have those off days, and then you're going to have a roll sometimes where you are just on fire for a week or two. It happens, guys. That happens in sports. And then there's a week or two in sometime in a year where you can't even win a bet. That's just the way stuff goes. That's the way sports betting goes. All right, guys, so we were fortunate enough around Christmas time and around New Year's to be really smack dab in the middle and making a lot of money right there towards the end of that year. So it was a pretty fire year. Transitioning into the new year, our streak still has continued. So pretty fire December, we go plus 26.75 units. Now, over those months, altogether, we go plus 129.15 units, which is pretty solid. That is a pretty solid mark. And honestly, guys, anything above 100 units over a 5-month span, you're pretty solid. That is a pretty solid, that's good money. You're making a good either second income or depending on how much money you're betting per bet, your unit size, could be a first income, all right? And we're gonna go into that in a minute. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what the $50, $100 better, the $1,000 better, what they make, and what this transitions into, all right? So without further ado, let's jump into how much money you would have made depending on what type of bettor you are. All right, here we go. So now what I got behind me is your basic common unit size of what sports bettors, usually a lot of sports bettors tend to hang in this, even though their bankroll does not allow it. Sometimes they still are betting this consistency. You know, the $50 and the $100 range, that's your most common unit size. But you gotta realize, like we say in bankroll management, your bankroll should back that $50 or $100 unit size. If it doesn't, reevaluate it. I don't care how much money you're making, reevaluate your bankroll size, reevaluate the unit size, because it's always gonna come back to get you if you don't. So that's just a lesson right there, a quick lesson. Make sure you always reevaluate your bankroll and your unit size. Now, let's get to it. $50 better, over those 5 months, would have made $6,457.50. So that's not too bad. That's a good second income, right? That's about a good second income for 5 months, making almost $6,500 in those 5 months. That's nice. An extra $1,000 a month. Can't complain really with that. Your $100 better, which is the most common. People like throwing $100. They like throwing that out there. Your $100 better made $12,915. Now, that is pretty solid as well. That second income source as well, but a pretty solid second income source if you ask me, making almost $13,000 in about 5 months. Now let's go to the big better. This is the kind of a high roller. You got a stacked bankroll. You have a real good investment bankroll and you're putting very good amount of money on games. $1,000 per game is your unit size. You're making $129,150. That's in 5 months. So that right there, that's full-time income, obviously, right? Because some people don't even make $129,000 in a whole entire year. Now, you're making that in 5 months. $1,000 better, guys, you need the bankroll to be $1,000 better, you need a bankroll. You can't have a bankroll of $10,000 and betting $1,000 a game. You just can't. Just because you got 10 grand in your bankroll doesn't mean you should be betting $1,000 a game, all right? That's more fun. The lines here if you got $10,000 bankroll, all right? Now, this is just an example with over 5 months in the year 2020. Even though we were cut off for more than half of the year from sports, we still were able to, you know, scoop up 129.15 units over those 5 months. And this is what your money looks like depending on what type of bettor you are. And that's the unit size. You can even do it yourself when it comes to how much money you bet, and you can see how much you would have been out if you're a $25 bettor, $10 bettor, 200, 300, 400, whatever it is you are, you could just apply that to this and you would see how much you would have made in those 5 months. All right, guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video of the recap for 2020 and going forward into 2021. Hopefully we have a healthy, whole full year of sports ahead of us and there's not gonna be no stoppages whatsoever. These numbers behind me, obviously, just as a projection, if you go a whole entire year, you multiply those by 2 and then some, and you'll get what I got behind me times 2 plus extra on the side, because it's about a month difference there if you times it by 2. All right, so if you guys are interested in anything that we do with Linemaker Sports, you guys want the picks, you guys want these results that are behind me, make sure you guys hit the description, get on our website and check us out. Throw us a like if you like this video. Also in the comment section, make sure you guys put anything you want in the comment section, any questions, whatever you guys want to know. We will answer any videos that you guys want us to post. Make sure you guys write it in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Turn the notifications on. That way you get notified every time we put a video out. Till next time, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.